Welcome to day 3. So, today we are going to gather our supplies. So, you still have plenty of time before we actually go ahead and practice, just so you know. So, you have a few more days. So, this is a great time to gather supplies. Either you pull them out from, a box that you're resurrecting that may be in your attic or your shed or your closet, right? If you have kids and you're trying to explore a medium, maybe they have some art supplies that you're excited to pull out. And so you're going to just gather your supplies. So, something that would be a beautiful way to make this even more intentional and take this a little bit further is to maybe create a creative kit. Okay. And so bringing those supplies together. So if you're doing some sort of mixed media or painting, grabbing a couple canvases or maybe even one, and your paints and your favorite brushes, and don't forget the little things like needing to have a container for your water and either paper towels or napkins and stuff, right? um, if you're doing like writing, for example, your journal and your pen, or if you're doing your laptop or whatever, make sure it's charged. If you're going to be doing photography, go ahead and make sure your batteries are charged and all your lenses and your stuff together into a case. Um, you can make it even more special by adding like incense or Palo Santo sage, a lighter, and a candle. Um, other things like maybe some tea packs or something. So something that's like this is already assembled so that when you're ready, it's already ready for you. Something that I've learned as an artist is that the energy of setting up actually takes energy. It takes creative energy. So is the energy of cleaning up. And so sometimes I will leave a mess um, in my space just to come back to it later. And then I come back to it later and I clean up. But then, like, I set up for my next creative session. And so, anyway, that's kind of the intention here is getting prepared for your creative session. And and it also kind of builds some anticipation and some excitement. And also, like, it's such a beautiful way of self-care, of weaving in these, like, little things that can make it extra, like, rich and uh so, like, what's am I looking for, like, luxurious, right? Like, and just so calming and soothing, and um just a really beautiful experience for yourself. Like, that is an incredible way of self-care. So um something that I did was, in order to make my art, like my painting supplies, portable, was I used, like, my son's, when he was out of diapers, I used his diaper caddy as my portable paint kit. Okay, so like if you have like an old bag or tote, or um, something laying around your house that isn't being used, like, that could be an excellent way of like creating a kit. Also, like, I know, like, for having kids, it can be so frustrating. Um, like, especially if you have open spaces and you don't have like a closed container space for you to work in. Like, little toddler hands get into everything. I know that. And so that's where I found, like, having all of my supplies together in like a single kit that is portable, easy to clean up, easy to move, easy to set up, is like so helpful for the creative process. So I'm going to offer that to you. Um, this is also a great time, since you have a few more days, to actually even order some stuff that maybe you need, and or something that, like, you've been eyeing on or you've always wanted. For me, that was like really good quality oil paints. Like, I got myself some Michael Harding oil paints. Like, oh, yummy. Something funny about me. Um, sometimes when people have bad days, they like to pet a cat, like, or an animal, right? I mean, I got my little stuffy. I don't have animals at this moment, but ever since I was little, I loved going into an art store and going straight to the painting section, and going to the paintbrushes. And like, I just love touching all the paintbrushes on my face. Why am I telling you that? I don't know. But oh, I guess what I'm trying to say is like, this is a great time, like if you're already going to town or something, to head to the art store, and or to start purchasing and collecting some items for your kids. So if you are doing more of the art, like drawing or painting, or wanting to explore a new modality in something that you'll need some art supplies for, and you don't have, you're running out, you want it, or you need to get something more. Some of my resources are posted with this, but one of them is called Jerry's Artorama. They are like an overstock discount. Sometimes you can buy in bulk, like online store, and they're really awesome. You can get some really great quality stuff for pretty inexpensive and always discounted. Um, Sometimes if you look up your local art organizations, like in Bellingham, Washington, there are so many, but I believe it's called Allied Arts. They actually have an art thrift store. I just learned about recently. So, um, if you're looking for, like budget art supplies, connecting with some of those art organizations may be a really great pathway to finding some, either free or like giving away or discounted art supplies, which is so cool. I also love supporting our local art store so much. Um, and then other ways for being really creative with getting materials is checking Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, and buy sell trade groups. You can get free stuff. A lot of people are giving away stuff for free, or are willing to trade, or just sell really inexpensive. Like on Craigslist, I found an easel, like a really nice easel for about $100. Like those can easily be $400 to $700. Um, Facebook Marketplace and buy sell trade groups are a great place to find materials like wood or mirrors or canvas and sometimes paint. Um, and then also, like in the past, eBay, believe it or not. I don't know how I found it, but um, a lot of people sell their art supplies. They may have given up painting. And so, unfortunately, they didn't know about this program, but I have found like high quality acrylic paint on eBay in bulk that was like so much cheaper than if I went to the store or purchased online. And then lastly, if you have a Michaels in nearby you or in your state, they have like a 40% coupon that you can Google every time. Joann's unfortunately has closed officially. So, yeah, anyway, this is a fun time to be able to like go collect your art supplies, maybe have some fun with it, put together your kit, maybe explore a new medium that you haven't ever had a chance to. Um, and if you're doing other sort of mediums, like maybe dancing, for example, that is totally welcome in this space too. Maybe spend about 20 to 30 minutes of just curating a playlist, like finding some songs that you really like. Um, I personally am a Spotify user, and I found that like if you only like know one song that you're like, oh, that moves me and I love this, like go to that song. Obviously check out that artist and see if there's other music that you like maybe by that artist, or on Spotify you can click on that song and then click on the little dots, I believe, and then you can go to song radio, and then you get like a whole playlist curated just around that song. And if that's like your vibe, it just expands it, and it's a really great playlist, and you can make a new playlist and pick out what you want, and it's one of my favorite things to do. um let's see, I think we've covered everything for this, yeah, be creative and creating your specific little art kit and assembling your supplies. That is your task for today, and I will see you in day 3.